And listen, the following week after Spring Stampede pay-per-view, where Hulk Hogan's appearance had been so heavily teased, Meltzer confirmed Hulk has now signed with WCW. He says Hogan reached an agreement with WCW to sign a contract. Due to the terms of Hogan's release from Titan Sports in late 1993, Titan has the right of first refusal on any offer given to Hogan to wrestle. Titan now has a 21-day period in which it can match the WCW offer, or Hogan would sign with WCW and most likely start at the 7/17 Great American Bash pay-per-view show in a match against Ric Flair. There is a lot of strategy involved in this, because if McMahon were to believe that Hogan would refuse to come back to Titan, which would be Hogan's option, he could match the offer, block WCW from using Hogan, and it wouldn't cost him a cent. However, if Hogan would return, obviously we are talking about a multi-million-dollar offer to a company that is taking severe financial hits at the present time, not to mention the situation it would create internally if Hogan were to return to the company at this point for a short period of time. So it's interesting. Meltzer rightfully points out that Hogan actually has nothing to lose with the first right to refusal clause in his release from the WWF contract. And if McMahon matched the offer and Hogan accepted, he would have to pay Hulk millions of dollars. But again, I can't understate it. Hulk was a planned witness for the government in the steroid trial. And you know when the date is set for that trial, Arn? July 5th, 1994. We're just a few short months away from that trial. So a lot of shit going on around this time period. Contracts, steroid, etc. But man, it's got to say a lot. Hulk is a businessman, you know, and the way he's conducting himself and his business acumen, it's you understand why so many wrestlers connected themselves or hooked themselves to Hulk throughout his career.
Well, it's crystal clear he's the smartest guy in the history of the business on how to market himself.
Oh, absolutely.
How to let everybody involved in the bidding war know just how important he is. He was great self-promoter.
Here's some numbers, Arn. So you said you never really got involved in numbers and wanted to know anybody else's numbers, but we'll have fun. Meltzer reported no terms have been released on Hogan's deal, although the New England Sports Network ran a story on Hogan agreeing to a deal as receiving $600,000 or 40% of the company gross per pay-per-view event. He says, I have no idea if those figures are even close. Although if that figure is correct for WCW to equal its current profit level on pay-per-view events, by adding a deal like this into the mix, it'd have to increase its buys for all three events Hogan will appear on. So there you go. WrestleMania shows, Survivor Series, Rumbles. That's where Hogan, you know, he's used to coming from those types of events. It's conceivable a first Flair Hogan match correctly promoted would do that type of business. It would be a lot more difficult to average that over three shows, though.